Welcome back to the Birdhouse Training Camp Battles Dynasty Trade Show with Steve Stump this week at the OG Fantasy Football. Steve, how are we doing this morning?
I am good, brother. How are we? Coming off a fresh
I
Duval
am,
training camp yesterday.
yes, loving the training camp battles this week. This whole month, actually, there's been so much going on. A lot of injuries, so a lot of value switches, and lots of what that means is in our dynasty leagues, lots of little opportunities to take advantage of news blurbs and showing conviction, whether you're leaning one way or the other. We had the Ashton Genty injury Sunday night that, spread through the dynasty streets like wildfire on
Insane.
X. And I didn't have any Ashton Genty trades in my leagues. I don't know about you. I think everybody was just, either holding their breath or frantically trying to get something through and didn't. I don't know. Did you have any Genty deals go down?
I didn't have any in my leagues. I've seen a couple posted here and there, but I haven't seen anything too crazy. I've seen people who ended up taking them in drafts in like the 5th round of startups when that happened. I was like, how does the value drop that quick, man? That was insane.
In a startup. I mean, I could understand in a redraft dropping to the 4th or 5th, and even those people who did that probably feel like they got a steal right now. And I don't know how
value immediately flip back to 12 hours later.
Right. And I don't know how high Mike Washington then went also on the flip side of that, because I feel really bad for some people who may have jumped the gun on Mike Washington there, because I liked Mike Washington, his profile, everything, and then it just kind of fizzled by him going.
And he was getting some preseason buzz too. He's been making pops. So if you were
even with him going
owner,
to the Raiders and being Genty's true, basically handcuff, there was some word that he could get the Zach Charbonnet role from Kubiak, but I don't know. He'd have to earn that, I think.
Yeah.
But he's looked really good so far.
Yeah, he has.
In the preseason. So maybe he will get a few more snaps than we think. And who knows? They still get the snaps week 1. We don't know. We haven't had like official word on Genty how many weeks he's going to miss.
Nothing yet. No.
Yeah, nothing yet. But
it did sound like it was a low ankle, not a high ankle. So they're hopeful for week 1.
Right. So, but the Raiders, again, I don't want to throw a whole season out the window yet on any team. But the Raiders in that division, especially, it's hard to squint and see them squeaking into the playoffs even this season. I think this is a how good would Jeremiah Smith look on that roster, right?
It's going to be a rough one for him, man.
Yeah, and I don't think they mind that. If they finish bottom 5 again and can add a Jeremiah Smith or Cam Coleman to that team, that would be exciting. That would be something that would get me excited about Francisco or Fernando.
Yeah, I like they're building a nice little squad over there too, man. I like it.
For sure. Yep. All right. Well, we've got some other trades for you, even without an Ashton Genty one. We're going to start off with a big deal. I just called this one the huge deal that went down in my Dynasty Land League, which is a league that started during the pandemic. 12 by 10, super flex, half point tight end premium, pretty cookie cutter for our standards now in Dynasty. But here we have Ramzak Nation acquiring the stack in Justin Herbert and Ladd McConkey, as well as Chase Brown, giving away Jalen Hurts, Jalen Waddle, and Omarion Hampton here. Man, Steve, this has got 6 studs in here What
Yeah.
where are you leaning? And we also have the Dynasty trade calculator here on this one. We will pull that up for you
Whoa.
in a minute. We're partnered with
Yeah.
Dynasty, and so we want to show off the trade calculator for the first time here today in the Training Camp Battles trade show. So, Steve, walk us through here how you see this deal. And,
yeah.
What are you looking at here?
So for me, I mean, just looking at it, there's a lot going on, but it seems even both ways. I think it's more of a mental philosophy and team building. Like if I'm in a win now championship mode, I really like the Jalen Hurts Waddle side because I think Waddle's going to have a breakout year. I think Jalen Hurts still has, significant rushing upside and touchdown volume. But for me personally, I like the Justin Herbert, Ladd McConkey, Chase Brown side. You get a little bit younger at quarterback. You're in a better offensive system. Ladd McConkey's a little younger at wide receiver, going in, to the Mike McDaniels offense. And then you got Chase Brown, who's PPR monster as well in your half PPR leagues. So I'm going to lean the Herbert McConkey stack as well. So I like that side.
Yeah. So for me here as well, it's really close.
Yeah.
And I do lean the Herbert McConkey side as well, just because of the stack you're acquiring. That said, man, I mean, Waddle could easily outscore Ladd.
Yep.
Hampton could outscore Chase Brown. And then you're looking at Hurts versus Herbert, which, worst case, it should be even split.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I do lean the Herbert McConkey side. Chase Brown, I see as somebody who, if you compare him to Hampton here, I love Omarion Hampton for this season and beyond, but
agreed.
Easily can argue Chase Brown's going to outscore Hampton this year. I mean, he did it last year.
The last couple of years,
Hampton missed half the season, but Chase Brown did it without Joe Burrow half the season. Imagine what he can do if we have a healthy Joe Burrow for the whole season, right? I mean, I am totally in on Chase Brown this year. I've been taking him as high as like the early second in redrafts.
Yep.
Just because the offensive firepower and the touchdown potential that he possesses, when you like, I took him over Achane, put it that way, right? Because
I'm not upset at that.
I just felt there's a higher ceiling, touchdown ceiling for Chase Brown.
Similar production.
Who knows what Achane's ceiling is this year? It's a matter for him. It's really a matter of staying healthy. But I like the Chase Brown, Herbert, McConkey side. Now let's try and bring this. Let's bring this up on the Dynasty calculator here. We're going to do it on this page here. So I've got to remove this and add this. There we go. All right. So here we have the Dynasty trade calculator. And we've plugged, I plugged this one in ahead of time. And when we break this down, man, I mean, I don't know if it's going to get any closer. 15,300 to 15,600 or 700. Yeah. We're pretty darn close, and you've got six players here, all between their values are all between 5,000 and 7,000, so they all fall into that range of dynasty players. What, 20 through 50 ish?
Yeah, right in that top range. Those first 4 rounds,
and so that's what makes this one really wild, is because you're making your seasonal bet on these individuals, because by the end of this season, you could see these values wildly different. Like Omarion Hampton, like we said, if he actually busts out and is a top 5 running back this year, you could see him like literally right behind Bijan and Gibbs at running back in Dynasty.
You could, absolutely.
Chase Brown, I don't think Chase Brown has that ceiling.
No, I think he has a solid floor, which is what I'm comfortable with, especially with how high his floor is. He's going to get, 60 receptions and probably 90 targets. So I love the values already baked in with the upside that Joe Burrow is going to be healthy. And we're going to see that Cincinnati offense explode this year like it should have been in the last couple years. So I like it a lot too. Another interesting thing is the value they have placed on Omari and Hampton at 6,900 there compared to 56 for Chase Brown. I wonder if that's taken into account his age more than anything else.
Oh,
that
definitely.
Just seems a little weighted. Yeah.
Yes, it definitely is a little weighted based on age there. But then, you got Hurts and Herbert. Are they really that far apart? Like age-wise, they're the same.
That's a good point as well.
Herbert's just been getting the hype, and Hurts has been, the AJ Brown trade didn't help his dynasty value. Okay, but that said, I mean, Hurts is still the engine there in Philly. I mean, you can say Saquon is if you want, but Hurts is still like, it just comes down to how
every play.
Yeah, how well can he throw the ball this season will come into play, with Mekhi Lemon and Stowers coming to town. Will he be able to throw over the middle a little bit more? He's still got Devonta Smith and Dallas Goedert there. I'm not too out on Jalen Hurts finishing as a top 10, top 5 even quarterback this year.
I think I have him right at 10 myself. So
okay,
we're still up there on him.
How high are you on Herbert? If his O-line can actually stay healthy, we've had his center already went down. Now he's
out for the season.
Yeah, they did get a replacement for him.
I know the camp reports have been not good on the offensive line either. If they can keep them standing up and they can stay healthy, I had them like Herbert has like legit top 3 upside because he does have some legs under him too. I think I have him at 8 just because I haven't seen it yet, and we've been disappointed by Herbert before. It was more of a comfortable thing than trying to project complete upside with him. But I still have him at 8 this year.
That's fair to put him at. I think that's right around where I have him as well. I do think this is the year, though, if he's going to have that MVP season, right? We've all been waiting for. Like, Ladd is in this deal. I'm high on Quentin Johnston. We've got all these weapons: Rondé Gadsden, Trey Harris. What's the rookie? The quick, fast little rookie that they drafted. Brennan.
I'm terrible with names.
Brennan. I want to say Jennings, but it's not Jennings. But Brennan Thompson. That's it.
Yep.
And
damn it.
So the weapons are endless there. Even if Hampton goes down, you've got Kamani Vidal and Keaton Mitchell there. Like, Mike McDaniel has every weapon he could hope for at his disposal now. Let's see what happens there. And I'm ready for the Chargers to finally do it in that division. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want something new. The Chiefs didn't win the division last year, which was nice, but I'd love to see the Chargers and Broncos go at it all year in that division.
And I like the Chargers uniforms.
Hey, they're fun, right?
I like them, man.
You got the
you got the LT.
The LT powder blue back there.
That's the GOAT one right there.
I've got a little soft spot for the Chargers in my heart. I'm pulling for them in the AFC there. I know you're down in Jacksonville, so I know who you're pulling for. But that would be one hell of an AFC championship. I'll say that. I would be all in for that. And if it's as exciting as your playoff game you had with them a couple of years ago, that would be something special.
That'll be a fun one, man. I can't wait.
I'm all in for either the Chargers or Jaguars winning the AFC this year. That would be something.
I think they could both be top 5 offenses, and wouldn't shock anybody.
For sure. All right, let me get the next deal set up here. We're gonna do some Rashee Rice here. Let me do it this way. There we go. All right.
Okay.
So this one is from my which was this? One of the Birdhouse leagues. This is a 12 by 12 best ball.
Okay.
So we're starting 12, 30-man rosters, full point tight end premium. That doesn't matter really too much in this trade. There's no tight ends. But that said, got a couple interesting pieces here. Rashee Rice and Bucky Irving and a 28 second on one side. Then my other co-host, Matt English, on top there, the Gator fan. He's acquiring T. Higgins, Javonte Williams, and a fourth. So what are your initial thoughts on this one?
I like the Rashee Rice, Bucky Irving in the second.
Yes.
A lot, yeah. And it has nothing to do with like the I'm just not a fan of T. Higgins because of the injury history. Like I love the talent, but I don't want that headache on my roster. Like when you're expecting him to be a high-end wide receiver 2, and then he's out for 6 games a year, like you're missing out on a lot of value. Javonte Williams, I do like a lot. I think he's going to have a better year than Bucky, but I don't think it's that much of a difference. And then you also get the second round as well with a year later, and you can flip that for something, I'm sure, and you have time to do it as well. Like, and I'm a Rashee Rice believer, man. I mean, he's on the field. He's a top 10 wide receiver in PPR format. So, like, I like the Rashee Rice, Bucky Irving side here.
Yeah, I lean the other side. So I am going the Javonte Williams side here, and it's mostly because of Javonte versus Bucky Irving. I feel Javonte has a much higher ceiling, being the lone option there in the backfield, really, for the Cowboys. I know that Jaden Blue gets some hype, just like last year. Not quite as much. Last year he had way more hype. It was because
Javonte he stayed on my bench way too long last year.
Yeah. But that said, like Bucky with Kenny Gainwell coming to Tampa, I'm just not all in on Bucky, and Sean Tucker's still there to steal all the goal line carries. Like, I just don't know what Bucky's ceiling really is for you when you plug him in your lineup. Now, in a best ball format, you're going to get whatever his best weeks are, but I still think that Javonte more consistently is going to be the guy. Now, Rice versus Higgins is kind of the opposite there, where Rice is going to score more than Higgins on a weekly basis, I think. But that said, he also has injury issues coming into this season. Seems to be okay after rehabbing in jail, literally. But that said, I just don't know if he can actually hold up for a whole season. We'll see if he can. He hasn't really done that yet. He's played in spurts, and he's looked awesome in those spurts. But so can T. Higgins as well. So, in the end of the year, I would think Rice averages more per week than what T. Higgins does. But giving me Javonte versus Bucky, and I'll take Javonte in his 3-year contract in Dallas, and I'll ride with that. I'm that much higher on Javonte than Bucky that I'm going to override the difference between Rice and Higgins. It's close. I'm bringing it up on the calculator here.
Yeah. And what's funny is like your reasoning for liking it was my reasoning, because I was like, I like Javonte too. He was better than Bucky. I like the Rice combination, and you also get the second there too, which, it's not much, but I mean, it's still better than the fourth, I think.
Yes.
But if you're that much higher on Javonte, then
I'm gonna lean that side. So let me bring this up here. Let's do it this way. All right. Here we go. So I've got T. Higgins, Javonte, and let's see here. It would be a 27 fourth. Oh, do they not have fourths in here?
Oh, is it mid fourth?
There it is. There we go. And then we can bring up
Mr. Rice.
Bucky.
Bucky did look good yesterday.
Bucky did?
Yeah, he had some pop. There was some good stuff there. I mean, the Jacksonville defense did kind of shut Tampa Bay down, and Tampa looked ugly, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was Tampa's first string out there.
Yeah. When they did the joint practice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Their little 2-minute drill.
The Jacksonville defense, I think, is a little underrated right now. And
which for the number one rushing defense in the NFL last year doesn't make sense. So
right. Ahead of my Bucks, who traditionally are on top in that category. But the Jacksonville defense, if you are in a redraft format looking for a defense, that is the defense to own, because week 1, they
play the team that
Cleveland
we will
Browns.
Not name.
You get the Cleveland Browns week 1. So hop on that Jaguars defense train right now. Okay, so this deal, as we see here, well, we have a winner, but it is still pretty darn
that's close too, yeah.
That's about as close as you're going to get. It's like just over 500 points difference. T. Higgins is slightly valued more than Rice on Dynatize. And Javonte just a hair more than Bucky.
I disagree with that one, yeah.
Yeah, so you're really, I mean, if you're breaking it down that way, you're leaning towards side B here because of the second rounder versus a fourth rounder.
Then I think your side's winning then, because I don't think there's that much value in those picks. Especially with how people trade those like futures, man. They're like nothing. Just tossing them in.
Like if you have conviction on Javonte Williams and you're looking to get out on the Rashee Rice train, this is not a bad way to do it at all.
No, not at all.
I mean, if you play the market, Rashee Rice and Bucky Irving are both guys that are kind of on the negative feel in the market, just in general. Right. T. Higgins, yes, he's had his injuries, and yes, he's not, well, he's stuck with Jamar Chase. We'll just put it plainly, right? So his upside is limited because of that. Yeah. But whenever Chase is out, like T. Higgins is top 10 wide receiver all day. So that's where if you're just looking to get out on Rice and Bucky, this is a good way to do it, I think, without giving up too much in value. You're basically giving up a second for a fourth back. And so I don't mind the way that Matt English went about getting that deal done there.
No, not at all. And now, especially like with Chase going down yesterday, man, like there's the ceiling for Higgins is going to be huge. So I like that a lot.
Yeah. How much was the initial, what was the initial take on
they said
Chase's injury?
It looked bad. So I saw the game film when it happened, and it didn't look good. They said hyperextension, and then ACL was also in there, but he went down and then tried to get up and then hobbled off to the sideline and just went down. So it didn't look good.
Okay. Well, speaking of Jamar Chase, we have a Chase deal right here for you.
I'm going to pretend he's healthy for this.
And so this was from our beautiful, dark, twisted Dynasty League here. And we have Jeff Bell trading with Topper. And so Topper was, he was trying to pawn Chase off on everybody in the league. He wanted to try and diversify, right? He wanted to split Chase up into as many good assets as he could.
Makes sense.
He had offered me Chase for Jefferson and Saquon, and I turned it down. I just couldn't quite pull the trigger on it. I know
you're
what
losing
Chase
too much
is,
there.
but Jefferson, like I just know how good of a player he is.
They're
and
right there together. They've been going 1-2 the last 4 years.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can happen with Jefferson, right? If Minnesota sucks, they could trade him. He could go somewhere nice. And Saquon, I believe in. So I wouldn't have drafted him. We're right out of the startup. I wouldn't have drafted Saquon if I didn't believe it in him, and I didn't want to deplete my running back room by eliminating him as my third running back on that squad. It makes my squad feel I feel more
robust.
Yes, it's definitely deeper with Jefferson and Saquon. I wouldn't have the firepower of Chase, but I'm good with keeping that. So anyway, Topper couldn't get it done with me. He went ahead and dealt him away to Jeff Bell here, who Jeff gave up Jordan Addison, Ted McMillan, Fernando Mendoza, and a second. So
I mean, that's a haul.
This is a haul.
Yeah.
And I don't know. For me, it kind of depends on where you feel about Mendoza. But I don't know. I'm torn on this one. Where are you at, Steve?
I think it would depend on where your roster construction is. Like if you're looking for a championship, then you're obviously buying Jamar Chase here. If you're kind of in the middle of a rebuild, though, like I like the Mendoza side because he's on a young offense in a good system. I mean, he's looked good. I mean, it's been a little bit rough in the preseason, but everything else has looked pretty good. Then Jordan Addison, who's a solid wide receiver. I mean, he's been like wide receiver 20, I mean, not counting last year, but he was wide receiver 20 the last 2 years before that. And then Ted McMillan, who's the wide receiver 1 in Carolina there. I'm not a huge fan of Tet, but that's just a personal take. So, but I do like all the value you're getting. So you're getting like at least starting roster positions that you can fill for one. But that's an alpha, man. You have a locked in position with Jamar Chase. I think, I'm going to go the Jamar Chase side. I think you can find all those other values elsewhere. You can't find another Jamar Chase in there. And now that's saying if he's healthy. Bring the calculator. There we go.
Brought up the calculator here. Okay. So this one, not as close as the first two that we've had.
Yeah.
But it is a 12 by 10 league. So format wise, and this is right out of the startup. So you were saying if you were a contender or a rebuild or whatever, this is right out of the startup.
Okay.
Getting right out of a startup, you can flip which way you're going, one way or the other pretty quickly. Plus, you've out of a startup, you've got usually like 10 teams that are all pretty similarly valued, right? So I don't know, to pull this trigger.
Yeah, right on the startup, I'm going the Jamar Chase side.
Yeah. Because Jordan Addison is what he is, right? He's not. He's like a borderline starter.
He's a middle.
It's actually a 12 by 11. Now that I remember, it's 12 by 11, so 11 starters. But still, Addison's right in that wide receiver
20 to 30,
40 to 50 range. Where he's a borderline starter every week.
Yep.
Yeah, give me Chase where I know what I'm getting. I'm plugging him in as an upgrade over McMillan.
And I mean, when you want to talk about filling roster holes, I mean, you look at the value of one player going into one specific roster position, whereas like the same amount of value is now being split over 3 different holes in your roster. So you're losing out on like optimum lineup construction as well.
Right.
And you're filling your like roster up with like fodder, not necessarily fodder, but like mid-tier players that aren't going to like peak for you. So I like the Jamar
exactly. Like you're just putting in fillers. And McMillan is not a filler player, but I'm on the side with you in that area. McMillan's been one that over the last couple of weeks, Nerd Boys asked me on shows what I feel are some guys that I'm fading, right? And along with Garrett Wilson, Ted McMillan is the other one that comes to mind immediately for me, just because of like the offensive environment around them, right? Like you take the Panthers offensive environment and then match it up against the Bengals. Right.
Yep.
The Bengals are projected like top 5 in points by Vegas. The Panthers are probably bottom 5, at
right
least
there with the Dolphins.
10. At least bottom 10, right?
Yeah.
Like, I would put the Panthers offense ahead of the Dolphins. I would put them ahead of the Jets, maybe. Just the fact that I'm saying maybe and I have to think about it is enough for me to like go away from it. It's unfortunate. It's the same thing that happened with Drake London, right? It's happening to Ted McMillan right now. I love the talent. I have nothing against Ted McMillan, the player. It's just I don't know that Bryce Young can support a guy to get 12, 13, 1,400 yards. So that's where I'm at. And so, for that reason, I'm going to lean the big dog here and go with Jamar Chase as well. All right, let's scoop up the next deal. We've had a couple of fun ones so far.
Yeah. I mean, nothing like crazy yet. Like they've been like pretty even both ways. So just interesting seeing people's viewpoints on either side.
Right. Okay. Let's do one quick one here. This one has training camp hype written all over it here. This one, we're gonna do this page here. Okay.
Yoshi.
So we've got Yoshi and a 27 first for Jacoby Lane.
Okay.
So we've had a lot of hype around Cyrus Allen and DeJon Stribling. And now we've got Jacoby Lane hype at its peak here.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of pop.
I don't know that you would do this deal if you subbed it out for the first out for a 27 second. Because most people who drafted Jacoby Lane probably drafted him in the third, maybe mid to late second round. So why would you flip a second for him now right away? Even when especially when he's popping. So in that regard, I can understand, but man, to give up my 27 first, I don't care if I'm the best team in the league.
Yeah.
I'm not giving up that liquidity.
Especially with the class coming out next year, man. Like that's a loaded class coming out.
Yeah.
So
this is a classic example of buying way too much into the hype.
Yep, agreed. And there's not enough passing volume in Baltimore to supply that kind of opportunity.
No, I mean, I think that they will pass more for sure.
Yeah, especially with Declan Doyle there. Yeah.
Yes, but just not enough to make this deal worth it.
Nope. I agreed.
All right. Now we've got a Chris Olave deal. So with the Jordan Tyson injury in camp, where are you thinking? You're down in Duval there, so you follow Brian Thomas pretty closely. I am. That is the tipping point of this deal, really, is where you're at on Brian Thomas Jr., because Olave obviously is getting bumped up now with the Tyson injury. Now, Olave went down, I think, in camp yesterday, too.
It didn't seem like that big of an issue.
Right. Nothing too serious, but, Olave does have his injury issues himself with the concussions and all. Where are you at on this deal here? This was in that beautiful, dark, twisted dynasty as well, where Topper made another deal.
Yeah.
Here, acquiring Brian Thomas Jr. and a 27-second for Chris Olave.
So this one is a little more difficult because I'm a big BTJ guy. Like, I love the production profile, but I've been going to the training camps and watching the practices, and it's Parker Washington's the number one wide receiver in the Jaguars offense.
You are on the clock.
BTJ.
I am on the clock.
You're on the clock. Yep. I'm waiting on something myself, but BTJ is going to get plays and he's going to have upside in volume.
You are on the clock.
But Chris Olave, he's got the built-in floor. It would depend on your mindset. I think I'm leaning the Olave route right now. I mean, when he came out last year and was a top 10 wide receiver for us, that's what we've been expecting for him his entire career. So to finally be able to see it was nice. And I think with Tyler Shuck down there, I mean, we're going to see it again, especially when Tyson gets back on the field. So I think I'm leaning Olave there. Like, I don't really care about the 22-second too much. Like, I don't think there's enough upside with Brian Thomas to move me off of Olave.
Yeah, I agree here. I just wanted to see where you felt. I would be all over Olave in this deal. Yeah. And this one happened, I think it was 2 weeks ago. Not that a whole lot's changed for these players in the last 2 weeks, I wouldn't say. But
so I will bring it up because it really hasn't been mentioned. But when we were at camp yesterday, the very first play of team drills, like BTJ 45-yard touchdown bomb from Trevor, diving catch in the end zone, and then he was out the rest of practice. And then he got tagged with the questionable call afterwards too. So, I mean, something to keep an eye on because we haven't really heard anything since then. It could just have been, workload and keeping him off just to protect an asset, but something to keep an eye on.
For sure. So where are you at with Jacoby Myers then, just kind of hanging out there in Jacksonville? Are there certain formats where you would want Jacoby Myers or just take him in any format because he's always somebody that you can rely on to just plug in for 10 points?
I think he's in that Jordan Addison range, man. He's just going to get you kind of consistent floor, and there's not really much upside to be had. I mean, even if anybody goes down or anything, like, they're going to use their tight ends more. They use 3 of them. I mean, they got plenty of depth. They got Jordan Cameron. The rookie they just signed looked really good in camp as well. So I don't think there's that much upside with Jacoby Myers, who's also getting older. I mean, I love Jacoby, but he's the last guy on that totem pole.
Yeah. All right. Let's move over to another guy who got dinged up this week. That's Travion Henderson. Here we have, Birdhouse League 12x12, super flex with a full point premium. You're getting Hendo and Elijah Surratt, who's been kind of, overshadowed by Jacoby Lane.
I was about to say,
going for Tank Dell, Bucky Irving, and the injured Chris Brazzell.
I was about to say,
where are you at here? We got some, a lot of movement with all of these guys, really, this training camp here. Tank Dell, of course, we had the Jaden Higgins injury, so that gives Dell a little bit of a bump, but it kind of depends on where your risk tolerance is because of his,
or if you're a Booty guy,
big injury, right? And then Booty gets traded there. And then we've got the Bucky Irving just hanging out there again. So dynasty wise, where are you at? Are you all over Hendo at this price?
Yeah, I'm going to risk it for the biscuit, man. I think his upside is there if he can stay healthy. Like, it's not going to be this year, but Ramondre is not going to be there for another 3 years. And with the explosion we saw from Henderson, we know how explosive he can be. There's not that many running backs in the league that can pop like he can. So, like, the Surratt one, I'm not really concerned about, but I don't think you're losing anything with Tank Dell or Chris Brazzell that you're gaining. Like, I'd rather have the potential upside of Travion.
Yeah, we know from history's sake that it is not on the side of Chris Brazzell right now.
Yeah.
Going down your rookie season. I know it's an ACL tear, so it's not like it's anything performance-based. But, yeah, throw in the fact that he's on the Panthers on top of it, which I've already mentioned how I'm just down on their offense as a whole. You know, and Tank Dell versus Elijah Surratt seems pretty even.
Yeah.
To me. So yeah, you're getting Hendo for Bucky Irving.
Bucky. Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll take that all day. Give me the Hendo side here all day. All right, let's go over to the guy who left Jacksonville last season. And that's Travis Etienne or Etienne, whatever you want to say. I still go by Etienne. I don't know about you, but it's Etienne all day for me.
Pronounce it
Etienne.
So hooked on phonics worked for me.
JV Uncut unloading Etienne and Braylon Allen and acquiring RJ Harvey a second and a fourth. Now this is also a best ball format, so that plays into it. Because Harvey to me is a lot better asset in best ball.
Yeah.
However, I just don't see it being enough here to give up Etienne and what kind of expected volume he should get, especially now with Kamara down.
Yeah. Like I love Kamara, especially his value, like in redraft this year specifically, because he's going in the teens. But for Dynasty, I agree with you. Like after this year, it's going to be Etienne, and there's not really anybody else back there right now. I mean, they got the kid who went down last year. Or can't remember.
Devin Neal.
Yep. Who should be
Love
back?
Me
And he
Devin Neal. I'm a
Devin
Neal supporter, but I'm also realistic about it.
So there was a league last year where I got wiped out on running back and had Trey Benson and Devin Neal as my running back backups, and they both went in the same week. And I was like, oh, sweet. One play, one drive later, and they're both out. I was like, God damn it. But yeah,
Trey Benson, you think Trey? I mean, where's Trey Benson going to be the best fit? Somebody's going to pick him up.
Yeah.
I was thinking the Raiders were like perfect right now.
Just his little backup
right
stash
up the road
there.
from Phoenix to Vegas, you know?
Yeah. And he can sit there and rest, and there's still a lot of potential. I think he's going to end up in like that Chris Rodriguez, like career backup running back role.
Yeah.
Here on out. Just a solid runner, but like there's nowhere he's probably going to start moving forward.
I could see Houston maybe getting him to like
just to add depth,
right?
Woody
I mean,
Marks.
who do they have after Woody Marks, right? The Jawar Jordan and is Ogumba Wale still there?
Goomba. Yep.
Hey, I'm in Wisconsin. I know Dare. That's I know how to pronounce it. At least,
yes, sir. Goomba Wale
with our bad accents.
Yep.
It's a fun time.
Don't
so we're both being an ETN here. Yeah.
I like that, especially with the Braylon Allen little kicker on the end too.
Sure. It doesn't hurt, right?
Nope.
I mean, you're getting them for free basically there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go over to some wide receivers here. We've got an Amon-Ra St. Brown deal here. This one is with Nerd Boy and Topper from that My Beautiful Dynasty League. So Nerd Boy gets Amon-Ra and Eli Stowers here for Tony Pollard, Devon Achane, and Kenyon Sadiq.
Yeah.
So this one is a little tighter. Where again, we're right out of a startup here, so you can kind of build however you want. There's no real contender rebuilder.
I mean,
what are you thinking?
I think the Stowers Sadiq one is kind of 50-50. So it depends how high your conviction is on Amon-Ra or how well you drafted running back on that side. I think I'm going Amon-Ra, man.
Nerd Boy still had two starting running backs after getting rid of Achane. He's got Josh Jacobs and it's slipping my mind, but he's got another decent
a serviceable
round. Starting running back. So he's really just beefing up his wide receiver room.
Yeah, then I'm definitely on the Amon-Ra St. Brown side. You're locking down your wide receiver one position, and you're just not losing your tight end upside value in a first round tight end either. So I like the Amon-Ra side.
It's really just giving up Tony Pollard here. You know what I mean?
Which,
if I got to give up Tony Pollard to jump into Amon-Ra versus Achane, I'm going to do it because I believe in the Lions offense not so sold on the Dolphins offense as much
Or
as
the
Achane.
Titans.
I mean, high-end Achane this year could be. There's like a less than 5% chance, but it could be 2019 CMC on the Panthers offense, right? That's the big hope. I just don't know that, not that CMC is that big of a guy, but I don't know that Achane can hold up.
We did have those concerns like the first year he came out, but I mean, he's been pretty solid. I mean, he gets banged up a little bit here and there, but
he's definitely defied all of those concerns so far.
It is nervous watching him play, man. He's like a little pinball. He just banged around everywhere. I'm like, oh my God, stop.
Yeah. I remember a little dude, you would know him too, Warwick Dunn from Tampa. That's pretty much the comp I had for Achane. And he's surpassed that. Okay. Based on numbers now.
Receiving chops are insane.
Yes. Now Achane isn't splitting touches with Mike Allstott.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But that said, like Warwick Dunn was able to have a good 10-year career.
Yeah. Yep.
Never
Solid
sustained.
Back, man.
He never sustained any major injuries. No ACL tears, nothing like that. And Achane could do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we live in a day and age where we just expect guys to get hurt for at least tear an ACL once in their career. We almost kind of expect that today.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean that they're going to necessarily, you know?
Yeah.
Look at Mike Evans. He's made it without tearing an ACL. All right. Now he's all banged up and has made Deshaun Stribling the absolute darling of this training camp.
Mm-hmm.
But Achane, I don't know. I feel so much safer with Amon-Ra. I guess
that's what you're getting there.
That give me that all day. Achane,
and it's elite,
right? Like Achane, I don't know where he's going to be going in startups next year.
That's a really good point. Yep. And you get the extra shelf life of having that wide receiver built in. We know running back value isn't long term, so
that's the one thing that concerns me with my Achane shares. I haven't really dumped in.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't gone on a spree of just trying to dump him, but at the same time, like I'm a little leery, like he might fall to like a 4th, 5th round startup type pick next year.
Yeah.
And then where am I at? Right. Like
it might be a sell high kind of year if you can get a pop week out of them.
Next year, we could be looking at a different quarterback coming in.
Yep.
Miami's got nowhere to go but up.
Very
I just
true.
don't know if they've completely hit their bottom yet.
It can get worse. They can go even more south.
They've got nowhere to go but up, but they're already at the bottom. I just don't know is their bottom even worse?
Gonna be the Cuban Dolphins.
Yeah. Oh. So we're both leaning Amon-Ra on that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
And you're 50-50 on the Stowers Sadiq one. You don't really see any upside on either one.
Nah, I like both of them long term. I think Sadiq has more potential this season.
Athletic profile.
Yeah. But I ranked Stowers above Sadiq. I just felt like he had more. Well, I trust him as a receiver more. Okay. Sadiq seems like a bigger boom bust type pick.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And especially now going to the Jets and that kind of offensive environment versus going to Philadelphia, where I trust the environment. You could knock Jalen Hurts all you want, but fact is there's still a better environment than the Jets. Yep. And then Dallas Goedert is going to be gone next year. So you don't have Mason Taylor hanging out there, who Mason Taylor doesn't all of a sudden suck at football. Like he's still going to get snaps. You know what I mean?
He had some pop weeks.
Exactly. So that's where I'm slightly above Sadiq with Stowers. Yeah. I like Stowers slightly more. All right. Let's do this one here. We got another receiver here. This one's A.J. Brown. And our guy, Jordan Addison, once again here. This time, This is a 12
AJ
by
Brown.
10 Superflex half-point tight end premium league that I'm in. Here we have Black Jesus acquiring AJ Brown in 2 seconds for Jordan Addison, a 27 first. That is it's a early to mid first. Okay. And a 27 second as well. So this is a big move for Black Jesus, going all in on AJ Brown here for his 20. Well, it's not his 27 first, mind you, but it is a good one. It is one that is at least mid.
So there's potential.
Where would you be at on this one? This one's a little tight.
Yeah.
I said Jesus is a contender. So
then, I was just about to say it would depend. Like, if I'm trying to win now, it's AJ Brown all day, hands down. But if you're still kind of like in the middle of rebuilding that team, because this wasn't a startup, correct?
This is not. This one, we started this league, back during the pandemic. This league's been around for 6 years.
Give me the potential for an alpha wide receiver next year, or a running back or a quarterback that I can have young. AJ Brown's going to be good for the next probably 2 years, but I mean, he's also like 29. So like, he's not going to be there much longer. But I mean, he's going to, like, I have him probably, I think he's my wide receiver 5 or 6 right now. I got to double check, but like, he's looked so good, man. He's dominated that camp this year. Like, Drake May is just feeding him. Like, he is an alpha, and he just wasn't in an environment like just how you were with Stowers. Like, the Philadelphia environment is not the best environment for wide receiver production. So I think AJ Brown is going to help win him a championship this year. But I mean,
AJ Brown's got the looks of Stephon Diggs to Buffalo type season here, where he
looks like a man on a mission.
Yeah, over 12,000 yards.
Yep.
Who knows how many touchdowns? Drake May's got his guy now.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for what AJ Brown can do there in New England. So I'm gonna, as a contender, I'm gonna lead in that side. I don't mind throwing away Jordan Addison. Again, we know he's in a 12 by 10. He's just a fringe starter.
Yeah.
So that's a huge upgrade in your lineup, going from Addison to AJ Brown weekly. So and he got he was able to finagle a couple of seconds back. I know seconds aren't the greatest hit rates, but there's something in just to add on to your draft capital that you've got in the treasure chest to maybe make some other moves in the future.
You may have lost value, but you didn't lose picks. So, I mean, you still have the opportunity to potentially pull a lottery ticket. So I'm perfectly fine with that.
All right. Let's see here. We've got a couple more. Let's go over, check this one out. I forget what this one. Okay, this was a bigger one. So we have, this is my Turtle League that I'm in. And Kyle has been a contender since the beginning, the first 3 years in this league. Now he's ready to go the other direction. It's time. He sees the end of the road for CMC and Saquon approaching, along with Mike Evans, obviously. And so he was able to acquire Romeo Doubs, Bashul Tootin, Luther Burden, and a 27 second from Foss Boss here. So I know we talked backstage a little bit about Luther Burden. Where are you at on Bashul Tootin, though, being a Duval guy? I want to hear your side on Bashul Tootin, because I have my opinion, definitely. I want to hear yours, though, first.
I like the talent. He looks really good on the field. He's the best running back in that room. It's obvious when they're out there. But they're rotating all of them. And Cohen loves Quentin Allen. They love the Quentin Allen in their pass pro and third down. Like, he's not in there right now when they're hurting in pass pro, and it's obvious. Even Cohen had said something in an interview the other day that like their running backs have to step pass pro up with him gone. But they're working in everybody, man. Like, they're getting pretty even splits. So you're not gaining an RB1 per se. You're losing value. But I mean, it's a serviceable running back, but you're not locking in a position by any means. like I said, the talent's there. If something happens to Chris Rodriguez or anything like that, and he's forced into a more prominent role, I have no doubts that he'd be able to handle the workload. So, I mean, I do like that. I don't think there's enough potential upside there with how much they're splitting the work to be giving up all this.
Yeah. And then Luther Burden, where are you at? I know you said Rome and Burden are pretty close for you.
Yeah, they are pretty close. I'm more on the Rome side, but that's just more of a consistency and comfortability thing. Like Luther's gonna have pops, man. Like I think it's kind of like a pick and CD situation where like Rome's gonna get the targets, he's gonna get the first looks, but Luther Burden's gonna be burning people on the outside, catching the deep balls and making the big plays in that kind of Pickens role. So I like the Luther Burden call. Like I'm not opposed to having Luther on my team, even though I might have Rome a spot or two ahead of him. I think you may be able to get a discount on him, which I like a lot too. I didn't like when he was going in the fourth or like in redraft leagues, especially he was going like the fourth round, which is too rich for me. But now you can kind of get him in the sixth round, which I'm perfectly comfortable with. And he's going behind Rome a lot of the times well. So for a potential alpha wide receiver, I actually like the Luther Burden call. Especially between him and Mike Evans, I'd rather have Luther Burden than Mike Evans by far.
Yeah, I think it's more you're looking at this deal as Dobbs for Evans almost, and Luther Burden and Tootin, along with the second thrown in for McCaffrey and Saquon. It definitely helps Boss on the contending side, no doubt, getting CMC and Saquon here.
But I mean, it's for 1 year, maybe 2.
Yeah. That said, like, I don't hate Kyle's side. I just wish he would have been able to sneak a first out. If I'm getting rid of CMC and Saquon, like, I want to be able to get at least a dart throw on a hammer running back.
Yeah.
Right.
Or someone in a more prominent role.
Yeah, Tootin, while yes, there could be injuries that make it happen, I just see Jacksonville's backfield kind of like Tampa's right now.
Yeah. Where
Tootin and it's Liam Cohen pulling the strings, which turned Tampa into the backfield that it is today. Mm-hmm. It's kind of the same thing in Jacksonville. Like there was a time last year where Bashul Tootin was my most owned player in Dynasty. I drafted
almost
tons of him with all of my second round picks last season. Yep. Any of my mid to late seconds went to Bashul Tootin. And now this offseason, I've been able to unload a few of those shares to try and solidify other positions and or just get into a more, a running back in a more solid role where I know what they are, like I take Tootin versus a Travis Etienne, right?
Yeah.
I know what Etienne is going to be. Not sure what I'm looking at with Tootin. And I love the player again, but then you have Luther Burden, who, Burden can run all the routes. He's the guy that Ben Johnson's been talking up all camp. And then he got that groin injury. Yeah. I think they're just shelving him to make sure that he can be ready week 1.
Yeah, and keep him fresh.
And Burden can run all the routes and everything, but again, how many yards is Caleb Williams really going to throw for? Like, it'd be progress for him to just hit 4,000 yards. Yeah. And if he gets to 4,000, and if Luther Burden just improves, 10 to 15% off of last year, you're still looking at a wide receiver 30 or 35 here. We're not looking at, a top 15 wide receiver, which is what some people's expectations are of him. And that's where I'm afraid, like, this one may have overpaid a little, but again, it's getting Kyle in the right direction. Like he's doing what he wanted to do. In getting out of McCaffrey and Saquon. So this is one where I'm just 50-50. I like the trade for both sides. But I don't love what Kyle got here either, that said. So we'll see if it turns out for Boss. There's a lot of volatility there with these 3 old guys For sure. We're already seeing it with Mike Evans. All right. Let's see here. Got I think that's we got one more. We got George Kittle deal. Steve, are you there? Did you? Oh, he hopped out. He's gonna try hopping back in. So the last deal we've got for you here is another older. There he is. There he is.
Hey.
All right.
Power outage, man.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Wow. All right.
A little windy outside, but
hey man,
I didn't think it was that
this
bad.
is some dedication. I give it to you. This is some dedication. Well, we got one more deal here.
Hey,
and then we'll finish it off. So we got George Kittle. This is which league is it? A 12 by 10 lineup league, half-point tight end premium. So we've got George Kittle going to Formula Fantasy for Kamara, TJ Hawkinson, and Juwan Johnson. So a 3-for-1. Kittle going to one side, Gridiron Nerd.
Hey, my dog, Gridiron.
Yep. Gritty getting Kamara, Hawkinson, and Johnson here. So what are your thoughts here? We'll start with Kittle. Where are you at with Kittle? Because he's been one of my best buys, especially in startups. I've been taking him in rounds 9 or 10 whenever I've been able to. Yeah. So just because of the upside, like he still finished top 4 in average points per game last year. He's still one of those difference-making tight ends. So I kind of like this. As much as I think Juwan Johnson can improve this year now with Tyson going down a little, I still take Kittle in this one.
Yeah. You're getting a lot of little pieces over there, but I don't think you're really getting anything startable. Like George, I love the George Kittle value this year, man. He looked good at tight end university coming back off the Achilles. I mean, he looks explosive. Like, I like what I'm seeing. There's targets to be had in San Francisco, and they're going to feed George. With Kamara still being banged up, I don't think there's going to be enough volume in Minnesota to really make Hawkinson valuable to where he was previously. Yeah. I do like the Juwan Johnson upside though. That's the only part that kind of tilts me. If I'm trying to
old, you know what I mean? They're all old. All 3 of those guys that he acquired are 29, 30, 31 years old, right? So if I'm just going to make the bet, give me the guy who
is finishing the year.
I know can be a top 5 guy. Like Juwan Johnson, surprisingly, was 3rd in yards at tight end last season.
He finishes tight end 8.
But does he repeat that, and does he get more touchdowns? I don't know. I like the Saints offense.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I mean, based on being a tight end 8 last season, he was definitely startable weekly. And he was probably still fits that bill. It's just he's not really a difference maker. You know,
agreed.
You're averaging 11 or 12 points a game, right? Yep. George Kittle gets you 16 plus. Yeah. Yeah. And so I'll take Kittle all day in a lineup league.
Yeah. I think I'm with you on that one too. And it's kind of 50-50. If you needed a bunch of assets because you were thin on bench, then I get it. But I mean, I want the starting position. So I would think I would rather lean Kittle as well. We've seen how dominant he can be a top 3 tight end in the league if he needs to be. So
yeah, absolutely.
I lean the Kittle route.
Yeah. And I don't think anything's changed now with, especially with the injuries going on in that wide receiver room in San Francisco. There you go.
Yep.
All right. Well, that was a ton of fun. We went through a bunch of trades there, a lot of training camp dilemmas and potential for values shifting there. We saw Jacoby Lane overpay in our eyes. It's hard for me to see, as much as I think Baltimore will improve their passing numbers. with Declan Doyle there. I just don't know
Not
that
enough.
I buy into it being that much that Jacoby Lane actually becomes a weekly starter.
Yeah.
All right. I still see this offense flowing through Derrick Henry and Zay Flowers and Lamar's running, right?
Yep.
I mean, Mark Andrews could bounce back a little bit this year. I haven't really been in on Mark Andrews. If I'm grabbing an older tight end, like I said, I've been
Kittle.
going either the Kittle route or
Kincaid.
Dallas Goedert or Hunter Henry. Those have been my guys.
Yeah.
But all right, Steve. Well, why don't you tell people out there where they can find you? You got your own show. Tell them where to find you.
Yeah, absolutely. Check us out on Facebook, man. The OG Fantasy Football Show. You know, we're going strong over there. We got like 5,000 subscribers, you know, getting more consistent content now that we're in the environment, in the space, and meeting people. We just had Zane Denani on last night, so that episode is up and live. And on X, man, come the OG Fantasy FB. We're pretty active on there, getting to know everybody. Come say hi, talk to us, let us know what you're doing, man.
It's awesome. You had Zane on the other night, and I'm going to be on with him tomorrow night, Thursday night, that is, on the Dynasty DGen show. We're getting Zane in the house. We're looking forward to that. It should be a great time. We're doing a wide receiver roulette where we're talking wide receivers all show. But
smart dude, man. Smart guy.
Should be a good time. Yeah, he's amazing. Really looking forward to it. So. All right. Well, thank you out there for joining us on the trade show for Training Camp Battles week number 5. We'll be back next week with one more. We should have one more week of the Training Camp Battles series that we've done this August. It's been a lot of fun just breaking down all the hype and, you know, trying to temper the expectations sometimes is the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
Especially when you draft these rookies like a Jacoby Lane, right? And they all of a sudden are actually showing what they can do. It gets exciting. But yes, you still have to temper those expectations a little bit. Not everybody is Puka Nacua. No.
We're not running through glass doors over here.
He's come around once every 20 years.
Yep.
But we'll see. Who knows? There's a lot of hype here. We've got Deshaun Stribling, Caleb Douglas, Cyrus Allen, Jacoby Lane. There's a lot of pop with these rookies.
It's been a big rookie year. Yep.
Yes. And honestly, if just one of them gets to 1,000 yards this year, that would be a huge hit. Like it would.
It only takes
surpass the outliers for sure. Because none of those guys were first round picks. They were not expected to pop rookie season, but it could happen. But anyway, I want to remind you all, of course, to never stop working.